And hello, everybody. Glad to be here with you today. Another amazing time to be with you on a Facebook Live, Awaken Sales Facebook Live. So, today I'm talking about 4 secrets to letting go completely. And I will be including some live channeled messages today. And usually it may be just a couple or so. We'll see what comes through. And then also some live energy scans for those that might be in attendance today. If we have people that would like me to tune in to them, utilize that legendary gift I have of tuning in you guys to support you. So, so anyway, this topic is it's always timely, is always important, given that the kind of the essential nature of waking up has to do with letting go. There's a lot of energy around, and I talk about it too. Around we got to, probably even as soon as next week we'll be talking about like within the letting go, or really taking a stand for something. But there is this experience of really allowing ourselves to let go and unwind, so that we can really be in that enlightened presence that lives within, and then we can navigate our path more simply from that place. And also, we get to experience the sense of fulfillment perpetually because we're simply connected. Now we're connected. Now we're not trying to make something happen. We're just coming from that state of connection where things just are happening, where the mind isn't whirling and twirling and wondering if something's going to work or something's going to happen good for us, or how do I manifest it? How do I LOA it? And all that stuff. Instead, you have this calm, connected presence that just trusts and knows everything is on track because you're listening to the presence, the body intelligence. You're listening to your deeper intuition in your body that I talk about a lot here. You're listening to that, and when you're listening to that, it's very magical. It makes you very highly efficient, productive, allows you to show up in ways that you haven't been willing to show up before because you're just trusting that presence. You're not coming up with concepts around if you should trust it or not, and so much more. So, if it's such a great idea, why hasn't everybody already decided to really let go of what here is mostly what I'm talking about, right? You're really letting go of the encumbrance of the mind, allowing ourselves to let go completely, so to speak, letting go completely so we can be fully here now. Why do so much of us resist it then? Why do we spend most of our time, for a lot of us anyway, in the world going in the opposite direction? And in fact, listen to motivational talks and seminars that pump the mind up, which can bring a certain result, but that may seem very good to the mind, but ultimately it falls flat. And if you're here, you probably have noticed it falls flat. Somehow it doesn't seem to be all that it was cracked up to be sooner or later. Eventually, it's like some great party you're a part of. Wee, it was so much fun. And you get to the end of it, you're like, what happened? I thought I was having such a good time. Why don't I feel so good about it now, right? So let's talk about these 4 secrets. We'll get into it now, and then, like I said, I'll be doing some channel messages later and some energy scanning. So, if you want to really do awakened sales, you're going to want to follow these 4 secrets to letting go completely, so that when you're, wanting to engage with people, you're doing it with your deeper full presence, and that becomes as enrolling as anything. Okay, the number one is, and it's again, this will blow your mind, but you need to drop all the distractions. All the distractions of what? Your mind. Your mind. You need to let go of all the distractions of your mind. What does that mean? So, a distraction could be, it could range from like I'm spending too much time here or there, and I know it's a distraction, but you keep doing it because you're like, but I enjoy it. But you keep wondering if you should do it. So every time you're wondering if you should do it, just immediately, just instead of saying, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore, instead, just the moment you catch yourself wondering if you should be doing it or not, just immediately drop the distraction. Like, immediately, like, I'm questioning it, that means I'm distracted, so I need to drop it. It must be a distraction because I'm wondering if I should even be here. Drop the distraction. Drop it. So the minute you find like, oh, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Just drop it. You could always go back to it. Like if you really felt like, if you really your presence, right? Only if it comes through your presence, right? Then you just go back into it, right? And your mind's going to freak out in this process. And that's why sometimes getting some support to help you to do these things is very powerful. But realizing, oh, wow, I think this might be a distraction. I think, yeah, I'm going to listen to what Daniel was talking about. I'm not going to give myself to it because what does it do? It eats up your time and energy, and it keeps you spinning in the same patterns that keep you stuck, and then you wonder why your life isn't more vibrant. So it could come down to tasks. It could come down though to relationships. Look at your relationships. Do you keep interacting with people online and groups and things online, or in your life, different people you keep connecting with, and you're just blah 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 blah. Yeah. What do you think about vaccinations? And like in a way that just is distracting. You're not even being soulfully present with that person. Your guys are talking mind to mind. If they're talking from the mind, that's fine. You just stay in presence. You just smile and say, yeah, okay. You just listen. You just listen. Okay, so break it by being more present yourself, and then just don't engage in certain relationships unless your presence, you feel more your presence is drawing you into that relationship. This again, a lot of this stuff I'm talking about um, today, especially, would be directly related to how Eckhart Tolle created the book, The Power of Now. It was all from presence. It's magical. It always works. So really just pay attention. And the minute you feel a stickiness or you feel like your mind's questioning, should I be doing this or not, trying to justify it or not justify it, or I don't know, just like it's trying to build a construct or story about it, then there's something that it's a distraction from what? Well, this is being busy. What are you not in? You're not in your presence. So it is a distraction. I hope that clarifies it. If you're caught up in here doing the activity, the issue may not be the activity every single time, but most of the time it is part of it. It's feeding this. You need to drop the activity and then get in your body. Get into your body, get into your presence. Okay, the second secret is from there is really practicing becoming completely still, as still as possible. Our, in business especially, we're constantly getting distracted. Now, going back to number one, distracted doing so many things that we're not meant to be doing. Someone else should be doing them, or we shouldn't be doing them at all. And then we also run away from genuinely becoming completely still and allowing ourselves just to let go of everything. My first chapter of my Rock Your Sacred Purpose book, which hasn't been released yet but is in process, I talk about this. I say it's a constant process of coming back to zero. Doesn't mean we just stay in this still state all the time, like, there's an energy moving, we have different experiences, but we constantly come back to zero. Because if you're not constantly coming back to zero, you're caught up in different energies that engage your mind and your fantasy mind, and your constructs are galore, right? It's like spy or malware running constantly. It's like, okay, I want to just get completely still. I want to let go of everything. And this is, again, the power of silent meditation retreats. Highly recommend them. I've conducted them in the past. Maybe I'll conduct some new ones in the future. We'll see. I'm not so sure yet, but you want to practice meditation. Practice becoming completely still throughout the day, not only in meditation. If you just meditate out, okay, my mind's going to be busy all day afterwards. Okay, I mean, that's really not accomplishing what you want to accomplish. You want to completely go back into stillness. Anytime you feel sticky, afraid, off center, keep coming back to the stillness. All right, so these are the reminders. The third secret is to, and like, so, I'll go back. Let me just dwell on that one more second. A lot of times before I do anything, I will stop first and I will just become still before I engage into a next activity. Or if I feel sticky at any given moment in a task, I'll come back, I'll become still, and then either I'll continue or I'll go do something else if all of a sudden I feel like something else is drawing my presence. Okay, so no matter what you're doing throughout the day, you're ready to become completely still, right? Okay. All right, number 3 is listen to what is true for you. Okay, listen to what is true for you, and then fully, give yourself fully to it. Then give yourself fully to it. Listen to what is true for you, and then give yourself fully to it. So when you get a sense of what just feels undeniably true for you right now, and it just feels complete, like a sense of almost completely unshakable, or it feels completely unshakable, then just assume without knowing the details of the how that that's true, and just say, okay, I'm giving myself fully to it. Does that mean you need to get in your head now to figure it out? No, just the opposite. But you're just saying, I'm going to give myself fully to that. And in the energy of giving yourself fully to it, you're letting go of your headspace because you're just giving yourself to it. Does this make sense? In other words, there's no mind involved in it so much as there is just your full presence being engaged in whatever has occurred to you to take a next step on. And then all of a sudden, it's like you magically just seem like you begin to understand what to do without your head having to know what it is. It comes online moment by moment. And if a whole plan needs to be fleshed out, it'll come from that impetus of like, this feels true. I'm going to give myself to it. Okay? I'm just giving myself to it. I'm committing no matter what. Like there's things that scare the hell out of me. Sometimes I'll just say, in a way, just psychologically, there's nothing really to be afraid of. I understand that. But it's like, it's just something that's like, oh, and I'll just give myself fully to it. Even if this is still doing all its stuff, I'm still from here, I'm feeling myself, giving myself fully to it. I'm just like, no, I surrender. I give myself fully to it. So rather than like, I'm going to make this happen, and like you're really engaging the mind often when we do that. So you have to be kind of careful about that. But when it's from the presence, it feels very fulfilling and nurturing, and like things are just wanting to come together, and the energy is connecting. And then when the opportunities like in business or sales come up, you're just there's a connected presence that all of a sudden someone's again signing up to work with you or buying your program or whatever because you stayed in a connected presence. All right, so that's number 3. Listen to what is true for you, through your intuition and from your presence, all one and the same really, and then give yourself fully to it. Number 4. Okay, so often what the mind is concerned of, what am I supposed to be doing if I'm not involved? What are you trying to get rid of me? No way. So instead, what you can do is let your mind do its more highly evolved functions, which is to be observant. And from presence, let it become practical, like help you practically navigate the physical. The mind a lot is just here to help us orient to time and space here in the physical, because that's an experience we've given to ourselves. It's all part of the fun, but it can't do it well without us being connected and present. So practical mind is good. Okay, do I need to be somewhere? Do I need to plan? Do I need to set it in my mind? An intention, perhaps even from presence. Like, okay, let's set it in mind. So mind's on board as well. Be practical with it. And let the mind become, you'll have the experience of your mind becoming creative. Now, really, the creativity feels much more so for me coming from my body, but let the mind become creative from presence. Like often we're faced in life with things that to the mind at first, the first surface mind says, that's impossible. But as you stay connected in presence, all of a sudden, like the insight of how something could happen will come to you. It'll be like, oh, I don't know, but I think I should call Joe right now. Or I should call Sally or whoever. Like you just get a feeling like, do this. Oh, wow, this is how that could work. Boom. But it comes again from getting still, getting present, seeing what's true for you, and then letting the creativity turn on, and then there's a solution. So when, let's say you're in sales, a sales conversation even, someone says, well, I don't know how that'll work. I mean, I'm really busy the next few weeks. So I don't know how to get started with you, but there's something coming up here, and I'd love your help for that before that happens, and that's in about a week. But I wouldn't have any time after that to really follow through further with your work. Well, hey, why don't we get started now? We can delay the rest of your program for 3 weeks, and then we'll start the rest, right? Things like that, just like where otherwise maybe your mind is thinking. I mean, I'm just giving a simple example. Actually, that's not that hard to come up with that creativity, but you might get caught in the same conundrum they're in. Oh, well, I have this concern, I have that concern. And then you just shut down. Oh, okay, I don't want to press you. No worries, whatever you want. And rather than staying present, it's not about pressure. You're not pressuring anything. You're just being present. Like, oh, hey, you see an impediment, I see an opportunity, right? So is creative infinite beings and want to help people. We want to, and you all, people I talk to always tell me the work is priceless. So you realize there's incredible value in the work you do or what you have to offer. So it's just staying in the present, seeing how it can work. How can you love this person right where they are? How can you support them right now? Letting it creatively come to you. So let your mind serve in a way of being observant, being practical from presence, within that observant mind and that deep presence, and let it become creative. Like, I could see how we could organize this or work this thing out. Okay, so those are the 4 secrets for today. All right, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys further. If you have questions or comments about anything, always feel free to put them into the comments. But additionally, what I'd love to do next is I'll probably do scans first, and we'll wrap things up with some channeling, some channeled messages, and maybe a prayer. So if there's people here that would like to receive a little scanning from me, what I'll do is I'll tune in and share whatever is wanted to be shared for you today. It could be anything. I'm intuitively scanning your energy, your chakras, your gifts, your potential, maybe your blocks, whatever's coming through. So if you have a question, and if you have a question you want me to scan into something energy, this is the time you get on Mondays when I offer this to you all. So go ahead, and if you want an energy scan, go ahead and type in energy scan, or if you have a specific question, let me know, and we'll give you a moment to do that. So I'm just going to elaborate for another 30 seconds to a minute while I wait to hear from more people. Brian says hello. Okay. Can I get an energy scan? See what's going on with me, what's coming up, what you're seeing. Okay, great. Good to have you here again, Brian. Okay, wonderful. So, um, yeah, Brian, and just Brian, everyone else, again, if you guys want to, I've been feeling off physically. Okay, so good. I'll take a look at that as well. And again, folks, I'm going to tune in. These are the quick tune-ins. If you want much, much more from me, feel free to always reach out to me, and we'll see about giving you a free private energy consult where we can spend a lot more time together. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and tune in for Brian today. Okay, first I'm getting the tune into the group, then we'll go directly to Brian. Yeah, just see the sense of limits and lack from a sense of feeling awkward, feeling I don't belong, feeling like I'm too alien or too weird or too strange. So this is for the group again, which could include you, Brian. That reptilian sort of energy in a way, like reptilian mind. Like, now we got to give me something to gnaw on. So yeah. Yeah, and those energies can be helpful, but they've got to come through the presence, through the body. And so I'm going to help you to descend with all that and talk about that next week. Let's see if anything else is coming through. So drop it when it's like, I got to get all that sticky energy. We want to let go of all that. That oomph energy has its place, but again, within your body. So that's my share for the group today. Let's see. You have far greater gifts than you realize. Deepen your spiritual connection and let the magic unfold from the channel of your being. From the channel of your being, okay? All right. Yeah. Yeah, new lovers are coming into your life. Okay? Why don't you just get yourself ready? I see like it could be a man or woman, it doesn't matter, but like I see like a woman getting herself made up, like, oh, I'm getting ready, I'm going on a date, or my lover's coming, or whatever. Same thing with clients. Hey, I'm getting my energy, I'm working with my energy. Hey, I'm feeling great, having fun. I'm preparing myself energetically. The clients are coming. Um, so just be like an expectancy of the next level, whatever it is, like constantly be in an expectation of it and preparing yourself energetically. And of course, if there's things to do to prepare for that, of course you do those, but energetically first and foremost. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just getting ready for you. Just getting perked up in my energy, ready for you. Yeah, so this is something they want me to share. Okay, Brian, let's see. Yeah, see the sluggishness and the energy. Let's see. Now there's some kind of, I get this feeling of smoking in your energy. Um, I'm not hearing its current necessarily. I don't know if you smoked in the past. I just hear what comes through. There's something about smoking. Okay. Yeah, underneath it all is like this fire that, yeah, you have this fire, this latent fire that wants to share something passionately, but it feels like it's stuck in the body. I feel it in your body in your case and in your mind, but I feel like it feels stuck. So what's going on with that? I'm hearing I don't know where to go with all this energy. Okay. Kind of like, where's my true north? All right. I'm hearing harmonizing, like you want to harmonize with your higher self and the source and with humanity. You want to harmonize. It feels almost like music. Okay. It's like harmonizing with your soul. I want to write that down just in case, until I talk to people, I don't have 1,000% confidence in these messages in terms of like, hey, this is what you should talk about. But I'm getting harmonizing with your soul, could be harmonizing with your higher self, etc. But um, yeah. So from utilizing what I'm talking about today, write a plan, like like it's a simple plan. It's like 4 or 5 steps or something. Like, okay, all right, just make it really simple. I feel as you harmonize with your soul deeper, that this is where you're gonna feel more wellness overall, of course, and then yeah, feel the impact you want to bring through your heart because you're psychically and in your energy around your head. It's like, oh, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to go too far. But your heart, and I feel in your body too. There's this feeling to want to connect with people and harmonize with soul with them. So to bring your magic, your healing energy, or whatever you do, but I feel like I see like again, you may not literally be doing this, but this may be from your past lives. Like I see you playing a flute, like a flute, and harmonizing people into divine harmony. Yeah, just focusing on raising your vibration, I see as being very important. It's a feeling of suppressed joy. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hearing we need to stop there for now, but Brian, that's what's coming through. What's coming up, well, it's like don't give yourself back to the old TikTok ways, like some of the old jobs or energies you used to go with. That might be tempting to do sometimes. Instead, let the creative juices get going by harmonizing with your soul, is what I'm hearing. And when you say, well, how do I do that? Just listen. Use the process I'm talking today to let it become clear. How to let that happen. Then watch the magic. Become a magnet to your purpose and to your deeper purpose, and let it unfold from there. Okay, thanks, Brian. Okay, well, that's all the requests I saw for today. So thanks, Brian, for that opportunity to do that. Let's get some channeled messages and do a little channeling, and then we'll wrap it up for today. So let's see what's coming through. Oh, Master Jesus. Come back into your sacred hearts. Remember, you incarnated for a holy and deep purpose. Come into the here and now through the Sacred Heart. Let us now release those endless time loops. Come back to the eternal now in your hearts. Men, women, and children all around the planet all seek this kingdom of heaven on earth in their hearts. Heaven on earth in the hearts. Be a bearer of the light from your sacred hearts. Let all come into harmonic balance from the Sacred Heart. Teach what you know what to teach. And what you feel is simple is profound. Those that have ears to hear it. Thank you. Okay, we got Archangel Metatron. Make a mighty plan. Be bold. It requires not to engage in endless steps, but to stake your claim for what you know is true for you to bring forth. Lay down to rest the old ways of being. Back into your true spiritual power. Be ablaze with connected presence. Call upon me and all our legions here in the light to guide and support you. Make all simplified and most potent and prosperous. We can help bring all through you. Thank you. Heavenly daughters in the lights, come back home. You are not your physicality. You are precious, daughters of the divine. Bring the men and women and children into these sacred circles of divine feminine energy. Let your sacred light shine brightly. Let all be healed through your heart. Reclaim your innocence and know it in your hearts, all of you. You are pure. You are whole. And it's always now. Release all judgments, fears, and doubts. Thank you. So we'll do a quick 1-minute affirmative prayer here. So if you join me, take a nice deep breath. In through your nose, up through your crown, straight up through a higher self, up to love, light, source, energy, up into the all in all. And as you exhale through your mouth, let this energy come back down through your higher self, down through your crown chakra, down through all your chakras, through your physical body, through your auric field, down through your feet, down through your root chakra, down to the core of the earth. So I speak these words in the I am for everyone to listen to my voice as I recognize God, love, light, source, spirit is all there is. I'm grateful to love myself fully and unconditionally, knowing that as I allow myself to experience the liberation that I'm meant to, I'm taking myself off the sense of that cross, the martyrdom, the suffering. I allow myself to release that so I can experience knowing that I'm already free and whole. There's nothing holding me back. I can allow myself to be unbounded and sharing my love and light in the world with a great amount of joy and fulfillment, and divine destiny is unfolding through me and for all, because I can feel it and I sense it. And I allow myself to crucify myself no longer with my judgments, my fears, my doubts, and my holding back. Instead, I'm giving myself fully from my heart that has incredibly bold and has infinite love in it, and allow myself to share what I'm here to share, letting the details figure themselves out, allowing people to invest money in my services because they want to, not because they not for any other reasons other than they want to, and that I in my heart want to receive, so that I can acknowledge the love that's there and the commitment that's there, and the acknowledged value that's there. So I'm grateful to in a sacred connection with all in my heart, to give freely and love freely, and to invest freely, and to allow others to invest in me and what I have to share, and let this sacred exchange flow, knowing from that place I wake up even more fully and bring more impact, and let the energy expand so the ripple effect is huge for greater wholeness and wellness and awakening, and all great things and all things prospering for all. So I'm grateful to say yes as I allow my soul to be harmonized to its greatest potential in this process, and let it be so. Thank you, God, and so it is. I let go fully and completely, and let all be well. Thank you, God, and so it is. Okay, so it is. All right. Okay. All right. Wow. Wow. It's always great to be with you all, and so grateful to share with you today. And again, if you would like to receive more, let me know. If you have questions, etc., and always happy to tune in for you further through a consultation. If you want to request a consultation with me, is for an energy scan consultation and to support you. Always feel free to reach out to me through private message, etc. So, okay, great. Well, we're going to leave it there for today. I'll be back again next week at 3 p.m. Central. Again for another amazing Awakened Sales Facebook Live. And in the meantime, much love and blessings to y'all. And goodbye for now. Namaste.